Hello students, a very good morning to all of you. So students, in today's class we will start our new topic, that is a fractions. Okay, so fraction is a very new word for you all. Okay, so first we will understand the meaning of the fraction. Students, in your daily life you often hear sentences like I was half an hour early, nearby one third of the students of the class was absent, right? I had eaten half of an apple, right? I had taken or I had did a half of the homework, right? So such kind of sentences we often listen in our daily life. Okay, so words like half, one third, three fourth, such kind of words represent the part of the whole or part of the collection. Okay, either they are representing the whole part of a collection or either they are representing the a part of the collection. Okay, like half, one third, three fourth, it means they are telling us or they are showing us that okay, such part of the work is completed, such part of the work I had done, right? So they are representing either a whole of a collection or either a part of the collection, right? So first we will understand that what is half. Okay, first what we will understand that what is half. Half means that it is a part, it is a one part of two equal portion. Okay, if we have any collection of toffees, suppose we have a 10 toffees, right? And if I am saying that I had taken half of the toffees, it means that I had taken 5 toffees. Why? Because of 10 toffees, if we are dividing in two equal parts, then it means a 5 5, right? And if I am saying that I had taken a half of the toffees, means I had taken a 5 toffees, right? You can understand this with the help of a example shown here, that in this example here a sheet of paper is given, right? We had fold this paper in opposite edges together, like in this form, right? Now after folding the paper, we had find that paper divided by a crease into two equal parts, right? See, you can see here that if we see that there is a crease on a paper and this crease shows that the paper is divided in two equal parts, right? So if I am saying that I had covered or I had colored a part of this paper, then it means that we are talking about the half of the paper. Okay, these two parts are known as a half of the whole, right? And if we were talking about only one part, then it is known as a half part, right? And we will write it 1 upon 2, the denominator or the below the number written as a bottom side, it represents the whole part of the number, and the upper part of a number representing the part of the collection. Okay, now next, 1/4 or 3/4. What is the meaning of a 1/4 or 3/4? Suppose there is a circle, okay, and it is divided into 4 equal parts, right? And if I am coloring only a one part like this, then what is the portion of colored? I had made a color in one part and the whole part is 4. So that is a 1/4. That is a shaded portion part. And if I am saying that what is the portion of unshaded portion, then 1, 2, 3. There is a 3 parts which are unshaded. Then its fraction will be 3/4. So 1/4 or 3/4, that is a 1/4 shaded and 3/4 is unshaded part, right? Similarly, if we are talking about the 1/3 or 2/3, 1/3 or 2/3, then it means that if suppose this is a circle and it is divided into 3 equal parts and I had shaded only a one part, then it is known as a 1/3. And what is the portion of unshaded part? That is a 3, that is a 2/3. Okay, shaded part is 1/3 and unshaded part is 2/3. Right? So similarly we can write the fractions like this. Okay, so now there is exercise 6.1. In this question we have to shade the portion in the figures. Okay, in a question number 1 we have to shade half part of each of the following figures. What we have to do? We have to shade the parts, half parts of each figure. Half part means that 2 equal parts. Okay, so we can shade like this, because they are saying only a half part, so we have to color only a half portion of this figure like this. Okay, so that is a very simple question. In a question number 2 you have to shade 1/4 part. So there is a 4 part and you have to color only a 1 part. So you can shade like this, any part you can shade, right? So that is a shading of 1/4 part. Okay, similarly there is a question number 3, 4, 5 is given also, in which you have to shade the figures according to the fraction. Like in a question number 5 you can see there is a, you have to shade 2/3 part of the figure. 2/3 part means that you have to color 2 parts, so you will shade 2 parts. Okay, like this. So that are a very simple exercise. Now in a question number 6 you have to write the fraction of the shaded portion, right? So if you will see a circle, there is only one shaded part and the whole part are 2. So you can write 1/2, it means half part. In a B part there is a 3 equal parts and shaded portion is 1, so that is a 1/3. If you will see D part, there is also a 3 equal parts and shaded portion are 2, so it means that you can write it like 2/3. So that is a very simple, you can say that. Now we will learn more about the fractions. Okay, so there is another fractions like a 2/5, 3/5, 2/10, right? So the first number will represent the numerator, it means that upper divisor, and the last number will represent the whole part. Okay, so you can see here like 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, these are the fractional numbers. 1/3, 1/4, 2/5, they are known as a fractions, right? So if you will see this example, in this example we have to write a fractional number and its fraction for the shaded portion. So we can see that this figure is divided into 10 equal parts and the shaded portion are 7. So what will be the fraction? 7/10, and we can write it 7/10. Okay, tenths means that 10 part and 7 means that 7 shaded part. So that is also a very simple. Now there is exercise 6.2, that is also a very simple exercise. Also in this exercise we have to write the fractions for the shaded portion. Okay, so here you can see that there is a figure and this is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 equal parts, right? And the shaded portions are 5. So you can write it 5 upon 6, and you can write in the fractions like 5 sixth, right? 5 sixth you can write in a words. Okay, so that is also very simple. Now in question number 3, you can see here that you have to write the fractions for each of the following. 4 fifth, you can write it 4 upon 5. 6 seventh, you can write it 6 upon 7th. 5 8, you can write it 5 upon 8. 3 tenth, you can write it 3 upon 10. So you can see that that is a very simple question for you. Okay. Now we will move to the next topic, that is a numerator and denominator. Okay. So first you have to understand that what is numerator and denominator. See students, what I told you that when we write such kind of numbers by using a bar, then that is known as a fractions. 1 upon 2, 1 upon 4, 2 upon 3, 1/3, 2/3, right? So they are known as a fractions. Okay, if you will see this fraction, here a bar is given. This line is known as a bar. In mathematics term, that is known as a vinculum. Okay, this vinculum divide this fraction in two parts. The upper part is known as a numerator and the bottom part is known as a denominator, right? Here a definition is also given, that the numeral written above the vinculum. Vinculum is this bar sign, and if you are writing 5 upon 9, then upper part of vinculum is 5. So it means that 5 is a numerator and the number written below the vinculum is known as a denominator. So 9 is what? 9 is a denominator. Okay, so in a fraction there is a two words that we use to represent a fraction, that is a numerator and denominator. Okay, so our next exercise, that is related with the numerator and denominator. Okay, so in a question number 1, we have to find that what is numerator and what is denominator. Okay, if you will see the A part, that is a 1 upon 3. 1 is what? 1 is our numerator and 3 is what? 3 is our denominator. If you will see the C part, 5 is what? 5 is our numerator, 7 is our denominator. In this, 9 is numerator, 10 is denominator. So that is very simple exercise, you can say. Now question number 2, you have to write the fractions. Numerator is 4 and denominator is 5. So first we write numerator, then we make a sign of bar or vinculum, and then we write denominator. So our fraction will be 4 upon 9. So similarly you have to do the remaining questions of this exercise. Right. Now next is the ordering of fractional numbers. Okay, how you will arrange them in order. Okay, so you can see that here you have given a fraction 1 upon 2, 1 upon 3, 1 upon 4, 1 upon 5, 1 upon 6, 1 upon 7, 1 upon 8, 1 upon 9 and 1 upon 10. See, all strips are divided into 10 equal parts. Okay, and in each and every strip there is a difference in the shaded portion. In a first strip we shaded a one part, right? In a second strip we shaded a two parts, next 3, 4, 5 and so on. Okay, so now next, the shaded portion of the second strip is more than the shaded portion of third strip. First is the shaded portion of the first strip is more than the shaded portion of second strip. In the first we shaded a one portion, so that will be a more than that, right? In the second strip, that will be a more than the third strip will be more than the fourth, and the fourth strip will be the more than the sixth and so on. You can write it like in this way. Okay, so you can say that if two fractions have the same numerator, then the fraction having the same denominator represent the greater fractional number, right? It means that if numerator is same, then we will check according to the denominator. Okay, and if two fractions have the same denominator, then the fraction having the greater numerator represent the greater fractional number. Okay, so you will compare according to the numerator and denominator. See, there is a one condition. First is if denominators are same, then we will compare the numerator and the greater digit will represent the greater fraction. But if numerators are same and denominators are different, then a smaller number will represent the greater fraction. Okay, so according to that you will compare the fractions and you can arrange the fractions in ascending or descending order, or easily you can find the greater fraction number and a smaller fraction number. So our next exercise is related to that which is a greater fraction number or which is a smaller fraction number, right? So here a question number 1 is given. In this question we will compare and write the correct sign of greater than and less than. So there is a in this our numerator is same but denominator is different. So if numerator is same and denominators are different, then the smaller digit of the denominator will represent the greater fraction. So in this 2 upon 3 will be greater than to the 2 upon 7, right? If we will see the D part of this question, then in this also numerator is same and denominators are different, right? So smaller number of the denominator will represent the greater fraction. It means 5 upon 11 is smaller than with the 5 upon 10. Okay, so in this way you will put the greater than and less than sign. In a question number 2, again we will compare and write the correct sign, but in this questions our denominators are same, right? If denominators are same, then we will compare the numerators, right? And if we will compare the numerator, then the greater digit will represent the greater fraction. So if we will write in this 5 upon 6 will be greater than the 1 upon 6. In the D part, 7 upon 10 will be greater than the 3 upon 10. Okay, so similarly you will solve the other parts of this exercise. Okay, that is a very simple exercise. In each and every question you have to put the smaller than or greater than sign. You will have to find the greatest fraction number, smaller fraction number, ascending order or descending order. Okay, so students, try to solve the sums of the fractions. Now we will meet in the next class with the next topic of the fraction. Okay students, till then you have to practice the sums and try to solve the sums of the fractions. Thank you so much students. Have a nice day.